Hello viewers, this is Marian Apparitions part 2. We have been discussing about some of Our Lady's apparitions like Our Lady of Guadalupe and Our Lady of Lourdes, and today we are going to see more apparitions of Our Lady, and first will be Our Lady of Lourdes. Our Lady of Lourdes is in France, which happened in 1858. On February 11th, 1858, 14-year-old Bernadette went out with her sister to fetch some firewood. After separating, she took her socks off to cross the stream. Suddenly she heard a sound like gust of wind and looked up towards a grotto. I saw a lady dressed in white. She wore a white dress, an equally white veil, a blue belt, and a yellow rose on each foot, Saint Bernadette said. Bernadette prayed with her, and the mysterious lady vanished. The next day, Bernadette returned and prayed. The lady once again appeared. Bernadette, wanting to make sure it was not a demon, sprinkled holy water on the apparition. The lady bent her head, smiled, and vanished at the end of the prayer. After more days and apparitions, the lady began to speak to Bernadette. The lady demanded repentance for the sins of humanity. The crowd witnesses grew by hundreds as Bernadette obeyed the lady by drinking muddy water and eating bitter herbs from the ground. She continued to kneel, pray, and kiss the ground out of humility while the crowds ridiculed her. A girl named Catherine Letape dipped her injured arm in the spring that Bernadette dug for the lady by the grotto. Her arm was instantly healed, the first of many healings to come. The lady requested that a church be built on the spot along with the prayer procession. A priest seeking to test Bernadette desired the lady's name as proof. 23 days later came the reveal. She lifted up her eyes to heaven, joined her hands as though in prayer, that were held out and opened towards the ground, and said to me, I am the Immaculate Conception. Speaking in Bernadette's Occitan language, the lady revealed her identity. Bernadette had no idea what it meant, but she proclaimed it to all. The Immaculate Conception refers to Mary's conception without original sin. The priests were troubled as the Immaculate Conception was declared dogma by the Pope only 4 years earlier. A poor uneducated girl in southwest France could not know about this concept. After rigorous examination by the Catholic Church and French government, the apparitions received approval and a church was built on top of the grotto. Bernadette Spring continues to be a source of healing. Of the thousands of proclaimed healings, 68 have been confirmed by the Lourdes Medical Bureau and the Catholic Church to be scientifically inexplicable miracles. Millions of Catholics visit on pilgrimage each year asking for Mary's intercession for healing. And next we will see Our Lady of Hope of Pontmain. As predicted by Our Lady of the Miraculous Medal, France fell into turmoil because of the Franco-Prussian War. The German states occupied two-thirds of the France and continued their surge. The small town of Pontmain in the northwest France was next on the war path. And next we have the story of Our Lady of Hope. At the time of apparition, Pontmain was a small village inhabited by simple and hard-working country folk. On the evening of 17th January 1871, there were two boys helping their father in the barn when the eldest, Eugene, walked over towards the door and, having a look at the sky, as he gazed at the star-studded sky, he noticed one area practically free of stars above a neighboring house. Suddenly he saw an apparition of a beautiful woman smiling at him. She was wearing a blue gown covered with golden stars and a black veil under a golden crown. His father, brother, and a neighbor came out to look, and Joseph immediately said he could see the apparition, although the adults saw nothing. The mother, Victory, came out, but she too could see nothing, although she was puzzled because her boys were usually very truthful. She suggested that might be the Blessed Virgin, and they should all say 5 Our Fathers and 5 Hail Marys in her honor. As it was now about 6:15 and the time for supper, the boys were ordered inside, but soon after allowed to go outside again. The lady was still there, so the local school teacher was sent for. She couldn't see the lady, and so she went to fetch 3 young children from the school. Immediately they arrived. The 2 older children, 2 girls aged 9 and 11, expressed their delight at the apparition, describing it as the boys had done, although the youngest child saw nothing. The adults in the crowd, which had now grown to about 60 people, including the priest, could see nothing and began to say the rosary as the children exclaimed that something new was happening. A blue oval frame with 4 candles, 2 at the level of the shoulders and 2 at the knees, was being framed around the lady, and a short red cross had appeared over her head. As the rosary progressed, the figure and its frame grew larger until it was twice life size. The stars around her began to multiply and attach themselves to her dress until it was covered with them. Children cried out, "Something else is happening." A broad streamer on which letters were appearing unrolled beneath the feet of the lady, so that eventually the phrase, "But pray, my children," could be read. Father then ordered that the litany of Our Lady should be sung. As he progressed, new letters appeared, making message, "God will soon answer you." As they continued to sing, another message was formed, and one that removed any doubt that it was Blessed Virgin was appearing to the children. "My son allows himself to be moved." The children were beside themselves with joy at the beauty of the lady and her smile. But her expression then changed to one of the extreme sadness as she now contemplated a large red cross that had suddenly appeared before her with a figure of Jesus on it and an even darker shade of red. The following March, a canonical inquiry into the apparition was held, and in May, the local bishop questioned the children. After an inquiry a year later, with further investigations, the bishop was satisfied by these investigations and in February 1872 declared his belief that it was Blessed Virgin Mary who had appeared to the children. Tradition holds that during the Franco-Prussian War, Mary appeared to 6 children on January 17, 1871, in the village of Pontmain-Fran. She told them to pray for the protection as troops approached the village and assured them that the conflict would soon come to an end. And after lot of prayers, a treaty was signed and there was peace between the countries. And next coming up will be Our Lady of Velangani story. Please do watch it in my next video. It will be part 3, The Apparitions of Our Lady. Thank you for watching and please do subscribe and share your views and likes.